bless you, everyone, and welcome to this week's Pastor Speaks. Of course, the pastor couldn't speak last week because she had no voice, but thank God the voice has returned. And so I want to continue with the story that we started off with. We spoke about the man who Jesus made mud, placed it on his eyes, and sent him to wash. And immediately that he washed, he could see. This led to a whole heap of controversy because even people who had known him for his entire life were saying, no, that's not him. Others were saying, oh, it looks like him. He was the only one who could actually declare, it's me, this. It's me. Okay, so I learned from that the things that we expect Jesus to do when he comes is not always what happens. We can see in this story that he came to divide, to bring a division, literally dividing the sheep from the goat or the chaff from the grain. You could put it like that. So I want to continue reading from verse 13 of John 9. So the story continues and it says this. Then they took the man who had been blind to the Pharisees, because it was on the Sabbath that Jesus had made the mud and healed him. The Pharisees asked the man all about it. So he told them, he put the mud over my eyes. I washed, and then I was able to see. Some of the Pharisees said, this man Jesus is not from God, for he is working on the Sabbath. Others said, but how could an ordinary sinner do such miraculous signs? So there was a deep division of opinion amongst them. Jesus actually comes to divide. He comes to divide you from darkness to bring you into light. He comes to divide you from sin to bring you into the truth. But we can see in this story that there was a huge resistance to what Jesus was trying to do. The Pharisees followed him around, looking for every opportunity to argue with him and to make accusation. Imagine, there's a man who was born blind and he can now see. But instead of rejoicing about it, we're finding things to argue about. Nah, this man's a sinner. Otherwise, we'd never have healed him on the Sabbath day. He would have waited till Monday. Wow. Others said, well, he can't be a sinner because how would a sinner be able to heal the sick? And so we find theological questions, our beliefs, our religion, everything being questioned. And this is when we have to literally sieve everything and seek the truth for ourselves. Today in our society, we're getting told a lot of things. Laws and rules are being changed. Things that were unacceptable have now become acceptable. And I guess it was a little bit like this in the Bible days, because the Pharisees and the scribes, they had the rule of the roost. But Jesus came to put the cat amongst the pigeons. And now they were all offended. How dare he heal on the Sabbath? Doesn't he know the rules? Doesn't he know this shouldn't be done? And we see the man who was formerly blind, he was just running out of patience. How many times had he told them what had happened? But they bring him back again, and then they question him again, and I can just see him now saying, listen very carefully. I'm going to speak slowly for you. And he says to them, he took the mud, he put it on my eyes, I washed, and then I could see. This man had no question in his mind about who the Son of God was. He knew that he wasn't an ordinary man. He knew he wasn't a scribe or a Pharisee. He knew he wasn't somebody that he had grown up with, but he knew that there was something that set this man apart from every other man. You see, Jesus didn't come with an earthly mandate to set up a little kingdom here on earth and to start a franchise. No, he came to heal, to deliver, and to save everybody who was lost. And so we ourselves have to ask the question of ourselves, why are we here? What is my purpose? How will I fulfill it? Will I be more concerned about pleasing those who are rulers and who have some power? Or will I really be sold out to Jesus? Will I identify with him? What will you do? But I'm so glad that Jesus did not allow anybody's opinion polls, popularity ratings, or anything to prevent him from doing what his Father sent him to do. In fact, I remember him saying very clearly, I must, not I ought to, or I should. No, I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. And so today, I am grateful and thankful for Jesus, who came to do the bidding of his Father even. because of him, today I have life, and I have it in abundance. And this life is extended to every single person who decides to know him for themselves and not to allow the crowds to put a filter on the lenses of your eyes. You see, this man was not just restored his natural sight, but he also received spiritual sight. May God bless you. Until next time.